So, Gordon's accused of corruption this episode, eh?
Yeah, it is surprisingly easy to set someone in the GCPD up. And since there are so many that really are corrupt, nobody thinks twice about it.
Ah, I do love when the justice system works as intended.
Welcome back to another episode of Batman the Animated Recap. Last time we covered Harley and Ivy, the fan-favorite episode that pairs the titular characters. This time, we get the first of 2 episodes introducing the DC Animated Universe to Batgirl. Season 1, Episode 57 of Batman the Animated Series, Shadow of the Bat, Part 1. We open on a couple of thugs breaking into some crates at a warehouse. They are creeped out and don't want to be doing this at night, to which their boss says,
"Maybe you'd prefer moving contraband in broad daylight when the cops might notice."
I'd argue that you're better off dealing with the cops than with Batman.
Hey, it's Thorn. Let that mook do things his way and get caught. F***ing hate that guy.
So say we all. As Thorn is telling his men to hurry up, the police show up outside. Thorn orders his men to distract the cops so that he can get away. He heads up to the roof as the police break down the door and apprehend the goons. Unfortunately for Thorn, there's at least one bat that likes to hang out on rooftops.
Look!
I guess you could say Batsy really left Thorn hanging. He left him hanging.
We transition to a news report by Summer Gleason about Thorn's arrest. She mentions a character new to the show named Deputy Commissioner Gil Mason, who apparently provided key evidence in apprehending Thorn via a mysterious informant. The report ends with Gil saying,
"The commissioner and I won't rest until every crime kingpin, hustler, and two-bit crook is off the streets."
Oh yeah, he's on the take.
What? How do you know that?
Look at him. It's exactly the type of weasel-faced politician I'd try to grease if I needed the police to take out my enemies.
Huh. Anyway, Bruce is watching the report and mentions he'd like to know who the mysterious informant is because...
This is the third gang lord Mason's brought down in as many months.
See? Something ain't right about this guy.
You have to admit it does look peculiar. He shows up out of the blue and is able to take down 3 major criminals in a short span, something that Gordon hasn't been able to do in years.
Maybe the guy's just that good. He is a sharp dresser, and that can turn a lot of heads in the right circles. Heck, I'd be his informant to know who his suit guy is.
You never wear a suit.
Because I haven't found the right tailor who can fit these massive guns into some sleeves without making me look like a fat guy in a little coat.
Maybe you should try a sleeveless suit.
A sleeveless suit? That's brilliant!
I was joking.
Well, knock it off. That's my job.
We transition to Gordon's home where his daughter Barbara is practicing some acrobatics in their underground gym? Gordon sounds like he's sweet on the idea of Barbara dating Gil since he noticed them flirting at a fundraiser. While they're talking, the doorbell rings. It's Gil! And a couple of officers, and... well, I think we all know where this scene is going.
James Gordon, I have a warrant for your arrest.
On what charges?
Accepting bribes.
I always thought Gordon seemed like too much of a goody-goody. It's because it was all an act. He's the most corrupt of them all.
Take my commissioner's name out of your f***ing mouth.
Is anyone else as turned on as I am right now?
Oh, yeah.
Gordon says it's all a mistake. We cut to Bruce reading about the arrest in the paper, and he immediately gets to work. Over at the courthouse, we see Barbara trying to appeal to the district attorney to get her father out on bail, and we learn why that isn't happening.
We also found deposit receipts for a South American bank. We have to consider him a flight risk.
Bullock shows up and tells Barbara not to believe anything she hears about Gordon.
That's why the department's putting on a rally for him.
Bullock says the rally was Gil's idea.
I'm going to see Jim Gordon gets all the public support we can muster.
Does anyone else get the ick factor whenever this guy talks?
Please, you're just saying that because he's moving in on your girlfriend.
Barb is not my girlfriend. Between college and crime fighting, I don't have time for a girlfriend.
Is that what you tell yourself when you're alone in the dorms wanking at Gotham lady ads in magazines?
I'll have you know that I am very popular with the ladies.
Ha! Name one.
Oh, I'll do more than just that. There's, Monica, and, Rita, Tina, Sandra, Mary, Jessica.
Aren't those just the ladies from the song Mambo No. 5?
No. Maybe. Barbara thinks that Batman should make an appearance at the rally. Meanwhile, we see that Batman has broken into the evidence locker at the jail to look over the evidence against Gordon. He then shoots a bat-shaped radio device into Gordon's cell so that he can go over the findings.
Those deposit receipts were perfect forgeries, dated months ago.
Gordon asks Batman to check in on Barbara and keep an eye on her. We cut to Barbara trying to convince Batman to attend the rally.
If they see you there, they'll know Dad's innocent.
Sorry, but there's more to this than a simple frame-up. And I'm not going to find out by appearing at rallies.
Batman tells Barbara to keep out of it and heads off. Unfortunately, Barbara seems intent on not keeping out of it.
Sorry, Batman. You being at the rally could decide if Dad goes free. So you'll be there, one way or another.
You realize that every time you sideline one of these young people with an overdeveloped sense of justice, they just try that much harder. If you really wanted to keep them safe, you'd let them tag along. The golden rule is you don't work with animals or kids. It's already bad enough I have one teen sidekick and you want me to have two?
Hey, and if you hate kids so much, why did you have like 4 other young Robins after me?
Yes, Batsy sure does like them young. Tell me, Bats, are you in the Epstein files?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Batman appears in the Epstein files 118 times, though it does appear that most of them are just people getting invited to the premiere of Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman? Gross.
Did you have to look that up just for this bit?
Yep.
What a sad life you live.
Yep. Let's move on. Elsewhere, we see a figure reading a newspaper, though based on just the lighting and the appearance of the room they're in, it's obvious that our mystery man is Two-Face.
The rally's tomorrow night. Everything's in place.
Over at the Batcave, we see Bruce donning one of his famous disguises. As per usual, Robin is getting sidelined and says,
Hey, I didn't miss a Bogart festival in film class just to sit on my butt here while you hit the streets.
I'm sorry. Bogart Festival? How long are your classes that you're able to watch multiple Humphrey Bogart films in one session?
You know, like standard-length college classes. 12 hours. To make him happy, Bruce gives Robin the green light to appear at the rally for Gordon, only when he gets there, this happens.
Bruce? I knew it, Phil. He knows Gordon's innocent.
Touchdown.
Can you believe that bitch stole my moment in the spotlight?
Whoa, and I'm talking like Joey Lawrence. Whoa, kiss your dead mother with that mouth?
I will not apologize. It's bad enough that Batman gets all the credit when I help out, and now fake Batman is gonna steal my moment too? No, I'm over it.
You can't argue with him when he gets like this. I'll handle it. Hush, little Robin, don't say a word. Batman's on the case, so don't get deterred. And if my rogue should get me to fall, then you'll be allowed to give it your all.
I'm not 8 years old. That song doesn't work anymore.
I'll buy you a shiny new motorcycle.
Oh, now you're talking. Barbara, I apologize for calling you the B-word.
Kids.
While the crowd cheers, a car pulls out of an alley and opens fire. Barbara rushes into action, showing off some of her acrobatic moves we saw earlier, and manages to accidentally thwart the thugs.
What the?
Robin shows up and tries to stop her before she gets away, but only manages to tear the back off her cowl, giving him a surprise, and Batgirl her signature look.
A girl?
The thugs open fire on Barbara, and she manages to avoid the first volley. As the hoods get ready to fire again, Robin intervenes.
The lady's with me, gents.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounded better in my head.
Witty repartee just isn't for everyone, I suppose.
I don't know what he just said, but yeah.
One of the thugs flees down an alley. Barbara manages to knock him down and get his mask off before he kicks her into some garbage cans, causing her to say,
Yuck.
It happens to us all. Takes a bit to gain a stoic reaction to that sort of thing.
Easy for you to say, your hair's protected in a rubber shell. Do you know how hard it can be to get the smell of garbage out of your hair? I still react like her to this day. Back at Wayne Manor, Dick is watching Summers' report on the rally and notices something interesting.
Mr. Mason ducked before he saw the guns.
Almost as though he expected it.
That's right. Who figured out that Mason was a scumbag? This guy.
Yes, too bad this episode is about Batgirl, which means you won't be the one to get the credit.
And that is why I have self-esteem issues. Bruce, when are you going to pay for me to speak to a real psychologist?
Crane is a real psychologist, and he owes me one, which means he's free. Yes, so tell me again, but this time, show me your fear.
Nope, I'm out. In fact, I'm cured. Yep, never felt more confident in my entire life. Over at the police station, Barbara goes through some mugshots until she recognizes the guy she saw in the alley. She goes to Mason's to give him the information, and she makes the same discovery as Robin.
Gil, you know those guys who shot at you? Well, I think I know who one of...
Meanwhile, over at the docks, Bruce is playing pool at a place called the Stacked Deck. Our chipmunk-toothed thug shows up and places a call from a payphone. Bruce appears to be reading the guy's lips, though it seems pretty irrelevant since he just follows the guy anyway.
How does Two-Face hide from anyone? Attention, we're looking for Two-Face. Look for the two-tone building split right down the middle. Subtlety just isn't in the repertoire of a Gotham villain. I assumed a man with ketchup and mustard guns and a pickle for a hat would have understood that more than anyone.
Hey, come on! It's not like my hideout's in a giant hot dog-shaped building.
I suppose that's a fair point. I don't have that kind of money, which is why I use the food truck here. Also, can we wrap this up? The lunch rush is about to start, and Papa's gotta earn that hot dog house.
Unfortunately for Bruce, aka Matches Malone, he pulls a Batman move and walks into a trap.
At least I'm consistent.
Two-Face isn't aware that Matches is Batman, but still doesn't trust him, so he makes him the same offer he makes everyone.
Good heads you live, bad heads you don't.
With Batman's fate looking pretty grim...
Hey.
Sorry. With Matches Malone's fate looking pretty grim...
Better.
We transition to Barbara's, where she has decided to take clearing her father's name into her own hands.
Let's see what Batgirl can do.
Nothing once I sue her for copyright infringement. Yay, another cog in the wheel of justice.
This episode was great. There's a lot going on, which makes sense that they made it a two-parter. You have, the new deputy commissioner working with Two-Face, you have Gordon getting framed, and Batman going undercover to clear his name, and Barbara creating a highly detailed Batman cosplay in less than a day. I like that they showed Barbara's athleticism, which helps her as Batgirl, but they also showed her inexperience, with her, getting knocked down a lot. If I had one criticism, it's that I wish Gil Mason would have been introduced a few episodes back so that it wouldn't have been so obvious that he was bad right out the gate. What did you think, Batman?
Personally, I appreciate that we immediately established Jim as innocent. Could you imagine the drama it would create if it seemed like he was working for Thorne this whole time? I would personally have a crisis of faith if the best man I knew seemed like he was a criminal. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that kind of storytelling. 4 out of 5 pads that Barbara was wearing in her costume to look like me.
Thank you to the following supporters on Patreon. Jay Booth, Sean Hart, Jimmy Purcell, Rick Maxwell, Tony Ebers, Jessica Tibb, EC, J.R. Green, Emilio Flores, AJN, and Andy Exiled. If you'd like early access to videos and bonus behind-the-scenes content, you can become a patron at patreon.com/jackofallnerds. Do it, or I'll break you.
Join us next time when we'll be covering Shadow of the Bat Part 2. Ugh. This better not turn into a 3-parter. I'd hate to kick off the Killing Joke storyline early, but I'll do it if we keep focusing on the Gordons. Till next time, kiddies!
So, we have a female version of Batman. Harley Quinn is just Lady Joker. Who else has a lady counterpart? And what are they called?
I have two, Batwoman and Batgirl. That's right. I don't care if they're a woman or a girl, as long as they're dressed like me. Wait, that didn't sound right. I am not in the Epstein files.
First off, Bats, yes you are. Second, Harley is not Lady Joker. I'm the male Harley. Wait, that was not the flex I thought it was going to be. I don't have a special lady in my life, though I do long for a condiment queen to share a plate of nachos with.
I have an anti-Scarecrow lady counterpart known as Madame Crow. A silly name, really, when you consider that Scarecrow is gender-neutral already. Oh, and there's also Fright, another lady who takes after my own interests in fear.
I don't got one, but the dummy head does get replaced by a broad. I call her Sugar. She's way easier on the eyes than his ugly mug. Right?
There is not a woman alive good enough to be me. Now, I'm not saying that because I find women disgusting. I mean, I do, but that's not why I'm saying it. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, I want you to give it a quality hand job. By using that hand to like the video, of course. Also, don't forget to subscribe while you're at it. Bye!